Hello guys, it's me again. Let's see if take 3 will be a charm. Oh my goodness. This has never happened to me before. Sorry guys, I apologize. I'm not sure if it's the construction, I don't know what's happening. But I will definitely be calling my internet service provider on Monday to see what is going on. Hi Melissa. Hello, we're trying for the 3rd time. I was just talking to my husband. We're not really sure what's going on. I don't know if it's the construction, if they've done something to the wires, if everybody's on it. No clue. But nobody else is gaming in the house right now. So I don't know what's going on. So we will continue on this way. And as I said, if I rewatch it, I think I'm going to have to stitch it together regardless because there's 3 of them floating around. So I think I'm just going to... if it continues on like this, I'll just film myself creating again. And then I will, I'm always available if you have any questions or anything. You guys know you can tag me and I will reply and I'll help you out with any issues that are happening. So we're going to get stenciling. Oh, let's see what Melissa says. Can you explain the stenciling, please? I missed it. Of course. Okay, so we need to have our stencil and a mister and paper towel. Super important. So what I did was I took my heat tool to it for a couple of seconds. I don't know if everyone was able to catch that because it's been laggy, just to kind of dry it a little bit, but now it's been so long that it's dried a little bit. So we're going to take the mister and we're going to put a generous amount of water over the whole stencil. And then you're going to pick up the stencil carefully. And in one kind of fast motion, you're gonna apply it to the paper and you're gonna put pressure and you're gonna grab the paper towel and you're gonna apply pressure to the paper towel, and that's gonna give you the impression of the stencil. And then you're gonna remove it and there's gonna be some pools of water, so you're gonna take that paper towel again and lightly pat it. The texture of your paper towel will go on the background just a little bit, but just a tiny bit, and I think it adds to that abstract kind of look. So that is kind of what's happening with the stamping technique with the stencil. It's a really cool way to use your stencils in a clean way. They're not inky. And it's a cool little abstract impression in the back. So we're going to add little Misty. Hi, Judy. Hello, hello. We are having technical difficulties tonight with our class. So we are on the first card still. So we are going to apply the water now to the stencil. So I'm just making sure to apply a generous amount of water, just where the stencil will be. And then I'm going to carefully pick it up and I'm going to apply it to our background. So in one fast motion, like once it's down, and I'm applying some pressure. And then I'm going to take the paper towel and do the same thing and apply some pressure to get the impression and react to the ink. And then I'm going to carefully lift the stencil, and then I'm going to carefully pat away any extra water that might be happening. Oh, lots of her having, okay, good to know I'm not the only one. So that's kind of, ooh, that's so pretty. So that is the effect that you get with doing the stamping with the technique. So pretty, and every time it's going to be different. It's going to be a little bit different. Judy, I was saying earlier, over here, I'm not sure, I can't remember where you are, but here the Jays are playing tonight. So I think like everybody is streaming the Jays. Our cable is attached to the internet. So I think a lot of people are using the internet today. Isn't it so fun? It's not a new technique, or it's not like groundbreaking, but it's really fun, and it's one that I haven't used in a while. So I'm going to use my heat gun to dry it for a second. If you don't have the heat gun, you can just set it aside and we can assemble the rest of the card. You can assemble the rest of the card afterwards. So when I'm applying, I'm just making sure that I'm not warping the paper too much. Perfect. So the rest of the card, essentially, I'm going to let mine dry for a little If it's still too wet, I'm just going to show you what we're going to do. It's very simple. We're just going to add the hillside, and then we're going to add the little gingerbread guy with this little candy cane, and then the little house, and then we'll add sequins. So that is that one. But I think because we're a little bit behind, I'm going to let this dry and we'll assemble the rest after. Because if I think I try to do it right now, it's not going to we'll let this dry properly. So for the next card, we're going to do the ombre effect. I'm not going to start totally right away. I'm just going to give everybody a few minutes. Hi, Emily. Hello, hello. Hi, Susan. Hey, guys. I'm so happy you're here. This is our virtual make and take class. So there's some kits left in the shop if anybody's interested, if you're tuning in a little bit later. And of course, we're having internet troubles because reasons. Namely, I think everyone is watching the Jays game. So we have that aside. So for this card from your kit, you're just going to need... Melissa says such a cool technique with the stencil, right? Isn't it like magical? And imagine how like you can just, when you're, one night you can just blend a bunch of backgrounds, let them dry overnight, and then use the same stencil and just get messy all at once, create a bunch of backgrounds, let it dry, and you have backgrounds for days. So for this one, we're going to grab the card base that has the 4 little circles, which this is an Avriel die, which I love. It's been in my collection for a while. And I use it, I pull it out all the time because it's perfect to add little critters to. Of course, we're going to need the stencil once more. Where did I put it? Okay. I put it down somewhere and, oh, there it is. Okay. It's blending into my Gemini. And then we're going to need our little sentiment circle. We're going to pop a sentiment in one of the circles. And then we're going to need our 2 penguins and our polar bear. One. And the ink that I went with for this card is Chipped Sapphire, Mermaid Lagoon, and Tumbled Glass. So that's all what we're going to need for this card, and there's basically almost no coloring. All we have to color, and you don't really even have to add color if you don't want to, but I am adding to the penguin, we're going to color the little scarf, and we're going to add some blush and color in the little nose, and then for the polar bear, we're going to add some highlights with an IG1, and then we're going to just add some blush to our little penguin. So for that, I'm going to grab my IG1, and you can color any color scarf. I went with pink because that's me. So we're going to get pink, and then we're going to grab a coral or blush color. And I think that's all we need for this card. This one is super easy to color. I think the first card that we colored is definitely the most for the whole night. And the reason why we went in this order instead of doing the snowman one first was because we're going to ink blend with black ink, and then I didn't want to have everyone use the black ink first and then having to clean their stencils extensively and then moving on to the water technique. So again, same idea. I'm taking the darkest color and I'm putting it in kind of around the edges where I think there would be shadows. And if I don't know offhand, I just make it up. And then I'm going to grab the medium color and then in small circular motions blend out. And then again, just grab the lightest color and saturate the rest of the paper and blend out. And then you get a cool shaded effect. Jan says, back again. Jen, Bina, and Catherine, are you still here? We might have lost them, Jan, because this is the 3rd video. The 3rd time we're going live. And I even went downstairs and I was like, what's going on down here, you guys? What are you doing? And no one's gaming, no one's doing anything. But I think it's a combination of everybody's on their device, like everybody in the neighborhood is on the internet, and the construction that's happening in our area. So we got our little scarf, and we're gonna add some, grabbed an orange for the little noses, And it's so small that we don't have to worry too much about shading these little areas. And then I'm going to grab the coral and then add the little details in like that. And then, oop, I almost forgot his little feet. Oh, his feet don't matter. We're not going to see his little feet. Not that they don't matter. We're not going to see them. And then we're going to grab, I need like an ice gray or gray, warm gray. Here it is, warm gray shades. Because it's going to be dark. So I don't want to do true black. Just want it to, I want the stamped images to still appear. Like that. And then I'm going to color in the little nose. Nothing too crazy happening here. We're just coloring the images. The star of the show is the stencil. And then I'm going to take the IG1 and I'm just going to go around the image to just kind of create some dimension. That's our little polar bear. He's so cute, and this is an MFT set. So adorable. So that is the extent of the coloring that we are doing for this card. And now we can start blending. But I'm going to grab a card base really quickly because you guys should have card bases that came in the kit. And I'm going to, oh, actually, you know what? I have one here. We're good. We are good. We don't have to go anywhere. So now we're going to start ink blending. So I'm going to move my colored images just to the side for now. Keep them keep them as safe as possible. And we're going to start with the tumbled glass. Ooh, and I'm going to grab my make station. Emily says, I keep getting booted out. Facebook is not cooperating today. No, I would say so. I'm kind of over it right now. I tried closing and going back in and it didn't really make a difference. So I'm hoping when I watch the replay, it makes sense. But if not, like I said, I will make sure it's on YouTube so that you can follow along. And I am always available if you have any questions or concerns about the techniques. All you have to do is just tag me or tag Scrap and Stamp and I will do the best I can to help. So, ooh, this is so fun. I can even put it in our little, actually I think this is probably going to work better for this. Ooh, this is interesting. This is fun. The only thing is when we're ink blending the whole thing, I guess we're just going to have to put this down on that side after. Just thinking out loud. That's so fancy. Okay, so we're gonna start with tumbled glass. And again, same kind of idea. I like to start off of the paper. Actually, I think this is probably gonna be better. It's stronger. That. And I'm gonna start with, it's so strange, you guys. I keep saying this, but on my phone, it is perfect. And then on the iPad, not perfect. Interesting. But, okay. So let's start with tumbled glass. And then we're just gonna apply some color. Ooh, I can add more magnets if I need. This is fun. So I'm starting off with the paper and I'm applying a light hand onto the paper, and then basically between the design, it's probably about 2 inches of each color along the way. So this is a really fun way to add a bunch of color. Oh, did I forget? I forgot my stencil, you guys. Oh my gosh. Okay. I am sorry, you guys, if you were coloring along and doing what I was doing. Did anybody already put color down on their card? Because we can just apply the light color and we can change it a little bit if you guys had already colored down. I should have put my stencil down first and I did not. So let me know what's happened. If you guys have started this way, then we will just add light to the whole thing. But I'm not seeing any replies. Okay. Okay. Sorry, Melissa. I apologize. Okay, so we're going to start by putting this down. I'm so concerned about the screen going blurry that I'm not thinking. Got distracted there for a second. Okay, but I saved it just in time. So if you haven't started, mine's gonna have, we're gonna switch it here. Mine's just gonna have a little bit on the bottom. It's not gonna be the end of the world. So we're just gonna make it like one line. And then yours should be just white. I am just trying to fix mine so it doesn't look too weird. Okay, now we're gonna add the make. That makes more sense because now this will hold it down on the stenciled part. Now the brain is working. Okay, so now I'm going to apply more color. So again, it's about 2 inches each way. And then we're just going to move on to the Mermaid Lagoon. Again, you guys, if you have any questions while we're crafting, please don't hesitate. But it looks kind of cool regardless. It's kind of how it goes when you're card making. Oh, I actually use the same brush for Mermaid Lagoon and Tumbled Glass, and then I have a darker one for Chip Sapphire. So if you had colored down already, don't worry, I just put a strip down and make it even and it'll still be fine. Just be a little bit different. So again, we're just going to kind of do the darker color, about 2 inches of the darker color. This would be so much fun if we could get together in person too, as things start opening up more. But it's so fun hanging out with everyone today. I'm really loving it. Not loving the internet connection. I don't even know if it's my internet connection or if it's Facebook. I have no idea what's happening. So then I'm just going to take the darker color and just apply it to the top. Teresa says, no one will know but us. Exactly. That's the thing when you're designing cards. It's if you're doing it and then you're like, oh no, I did this and it's not correct. It's like no one's going to know that that's what you wanted to do. And generally 99% of the time you can generally save your, save what you're doing. And again, if you wanted to recreate this card, you don't even have to put the little circles if you wanted to just do the full background and then add the little guys on there. So the ombre part is the fun part. Okay, so that's all the color that we have to add. I'm loving the make station. It's so fun. So yours might look a little different than mine because I did not follow the directions that I created. That's okay. So I'm just gonna, you know what I think I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna line this up. This is just because I did this. So I'm gonna see if I can fix it a little bit. This is kind of a little behind the scenes and tips if you are trying to save your projects. So I'm just gonna line it up one more time. If I can, where did it go? I just want a little bit of the snowflakes to go on the bottom part. If you did not make this mistake like I did, then you don't have to worry about this. I just wanted to add, make it look like it was meant to be this way. Don't worry about it if you didn't add that little strip on the bottom. Okay, perfect. So there. That's awesome. So that is our little background. And I'm going to clean this up so it's all ready for our next and final card. Ooh, this is so fancy, you guys. Okay, that's all good, and I'm gonna just dry it. Take away any of the stray paper, stray ink that might still be on it. Great save, right? See, this is what it's all about. You can save things if you need to. I'm just glad I noticed it when I did. But I mean, it's another great time to point out that another fun technique is you can take the lightest color and color the whole background with the lightest color, and then you can take this, and then you apply the stencil, and then you put the medium and the darkest, and then you have a really cool effect too, because you get this effect the way that this is, but it's even darker in variation in color. So there's a lot of fun ways, but this one was a more ombre look. So put that aside. And images, where are they? They are here. So we are going to take our, pretend this is a card base. You guys should have card bases on hand. And then we're just going to not adhere it yet, but we're just going to place the little guys just where we kind of want them. Okay, we're good. I'm just testing it out just to make sure it's all good, and then we're gonna glue it down, but we're gonna make sure not to add any adhesives around the circles because we're gonna pop them in after. So this is gonna be up here. Okay, so we're just double checking, making sure it's all good. And then I'm gonna put adhesive on the back, but I'm not going to go anywhere near these circles because I wanna be able to pop in the little characters. This might vary depending on the glue that you're using. I am just using tape runner today because today is the day. It's just been a day. So we're just gonna do this because it's not messy and it gets the job done. And then we're gonna apply it to the card front. Like that. And then we can pop in our little penguins. That, okay, I'm just double checking before I add glue. I like to make double sure that it's all good. Okay, that's good, and that's just there. Here's my little sentiment. There it is. Okay, so I'm gonna add some adhesive to the back of the penguins. And I want his little arm to kind of hang out there. He's kind of looking down a little bit at his little buddies. And then this guy, we're gonna add some adhesive again, and I want him peeking out, his little scarf peeking out. That. Just like that. He's so cute. Look, he's just like hanging out. It's like they're on a car, in a car, and they're just like waving by. And then we're gonna add our like little "Let It Snow" sentiment. And then I'm gonna add, you don't have to, but I'm gonna add a little bit of 3D foam tape to the little polar bear. Going to put the first card base, the first card front on something heavy to let it dry for a minute. I'm hoping at the end I have time to assemble it. Add some 3D foam tape. And then apply the little bear. So in your kit too, you should have also received a pack of sequins. So now the last step is to add them onto your card. These guys are so cute, and the snow is so nice, thinking of the snow, and I had my week of it without AC. So I just like to add kind of odd amounts of sequins and different variation in sizes. And I'm going to grab some glue. Here's the glue. And I like to use my embellishment wand if it's handy. It's not. So I'm just going to add it. I think it was in my little studio, but it is not within within my sights. Perfect. So anybody who has the kit, let me know if it's still blurry or if it's not blurry. You can send me a message. Worst case, we can always set up a meeting so that I can walk you through anything that needs to be done. I want you to not feel that the technology is letting us down. Perfect. And then I'm going to add some glossy accents. I like to add glossy accents to his little nose. Nose, so cute. And we're going to do the scarf too. So I like to add little details that kind of help take things to the next kind of level. So that's our second card there. I'm going to set it aside to dry, and we're going to start working on our clean and simple card. To dry here. No worries if you're still kind of behind. I'm just setting up, so don't worry. I'm not going to start without making sure everybody is good. Oh, this is the first one I did. Okay. I thought I just put something on top of the glossy accents. So this is the last card we'll be creating. And again, if you're just joining in late, there's some kits that are left in the shop if you're interested. The kit comes with an instruction sheet, so you can craft at your own pace, or you can watch the replay. Regardless of the situation, the replay will be perfect, so don't worry. And then I wanted to ask for people who do have the kit, if you like this format, today is probably not a great example with the Wi-Fi, but we could also look into doing Zoom classes as well if you like that element. I know some people might be zoomed out, but it's also nice to have that one-on-one interaction with people. So if that's a format you want to try out, definitely let me know if you think that that'd be something you'd like to do. So for this card, you would just need the last card front. So this one will not have a B on it. If it does, it's not the end of the world. We're not blending on it. But this was just cut with Spectrum Noir Ultra Smooth. And then we just have a little blue circle that should be in your kit. And this little fun frame from MFT. And then we have the snowman and the sentiment and the two birds. And then I added, for the sample, I added some extra stickles, which is so cute. Glitter is the best. And I just realized I did not clean the stencil. So I will do that while everybody is setting up. I was naughty and did not clean the stencil in between. Oh. I love this stencil. If you guys watched my lives during the week, you know that I've used this a bunch of times already. And unfortunately, the only way to grab the stencil, it's part of, it's an exclusive stencil in the kit. But it's such a good snowflake, basic snowflake stencil to have in your stash. Okay, so we're just going to make sure this is clean. I'm gonna grab one more wipe just to make sure, because we're doing completely different color families. I'm going to be using Black Suit, or you could use Versa Fine as well. So we're just going to be coloring on the blue circle, or blending on the blue circle. Let's clean this up. Okay. Dry it up up a little bit. If you guys are all ready to go, if you could just give a little like with the thumbs up, that'd be awesome. So I cleaned up my stencil. So we just need one color, and I think I'm going to use the Make Station again because it's so fun. We've got some thumbs up, perfect. So I'm going to move these blue ones out of the way, we don't need them. And then I'm going to put this, I'm going to try to keep this here so you guys can take a peek at it as if you're reading along to the instructions and you're kind of not sure exactly, it's there. And there's pictures on the instructions as well. And then we're going to this time actually put the stencil before we start ink blending. Awesome. So we're going to add the circle. And then I'm going to add the stencil. It doesn't really matter where. You can just kind of look at the pattern and see which one you like the most. The only thing I would recommend is as soon as you're done adding the black ink to the stencil, I would clean it right away so it doesn't stain. This is so fun. Just like that. And then I have a little blender brush for the black. Susan says, I just got the snowman stamp set in the mail today. Can't wait to use it. Isn't it so cute? This one is Avriel, and it's, I think it's called Snow Fun. And there might be a couple left in the shop. I checked a couple of days ago, and a lot of the supplies have been selling out. But there, I think, are a couple of the Doodlebug one, Visions of Sugar Plums, and there's a couple of the Snow Fun. The MFT one is sold out, I believe. So we're going to grab the Distress ink in black, or any black ink that you have on hand. And all we're going to be doing for this is, I'll just explain it to you before I start, is we're just going to evenly apply some black ink. So it's very simple. I just really loved how it kind of looked like a Scandinavian Scandi kind of look with the blue and the black. And it just kind of pops up the our little clean and simple card front. So here we go. So we're just going to start softly. That's always my kind of rule, or I try to stick to it, is I try to start with a light hand. So I can always fix it if it's with a light hand. It's harder to fix things when you go too dark right away. Or you might not even have to fix it. It's just your design will change a little bit. So it's very simple. We're just adding some color, and then we're going to pick up the stencil, and I'm going to clean it right away. Ta-da! And I'm just going to put it aside and let it dry for a second. Clean this guy up here. So it is, and then clean this right away. If you need to get up and step away to put it underwater, you could totally do that too. I'm not going to start the next step for a couple of minutes. I should have had a little container of water. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take my mister and I'm going to apply water to it. I'm just trying to clean it up. Another tip is to have like a little bit of a container with a little bit of soapy water, and then you can just put the stencil in there right away, and then it's not going to stick. Just pick up all the color. Clean that up, and then we're good to go. If you guys are ready to go on to the coloring, let me know. You just put a little thumbs up. Just adding a little bit more water to my stencil. Okay, perfect. So that's all good. Put this blender pen away. I think we're good with the blending for now, for today. So that's the card we're working on now. And we have our little circle done. Perfect, so we're good to go to the next step. So now we're gonna color our little snowman. Let me know your thoughts. Are you guys doing purples and blues too, or are you gonna go with a different color? So I'm gonna start with the hat. I'm gonna do the purple. And again, I'm just gonna go darkest to lightest. So you can see in the sample, I kind of started on the edge and then I worked my way to the medium and then the lightest color. So start with the darkest color on the edge and then blend out. That. We're just gonna do the scarf and the hat at the same time because they're the same color. And then I'm gonna take the medium color and blend out. Again, I apologize if you guys keep getting kicked off. I mean, it was only a matter of time before we had technical issues with our live, because I feel like when I watch lives too, there's some glitches that happen. Again, I will watch the replay and make sure everybody has access to a video, whether that's me stitching them all together or me just refilming it. Or we could also put a Zoom call together and do it like that as well. It's all good. Oh, I think I just went to the lightest. That's okay. I'm liking the blend that we're getting. It's so pretty. But I'm kind of partial to purple. You guys know this if you watch our lives on Sunday and Wednesdays. I love the purples and the pinks. They're so fun to color. Perfect, that's your little hat. And then I went out of the lines a little bit, but you guys know what to do when that happens. We grab our little blender pen and then we just push back the color where we want it to go. So no need to worry or think you have to start over. The blender pen will save you. And I believe we put more in the shop too, just in case, because they don't come in like the kit in any of the packs with the tri-blends. It's a separate marker. So there's some in the shop, and there's Copic and there's Spectrum Noir, and they both work the same way. They both work together. You don't have to worry about it not working together or having the same brands. Now I'm just gonna color in his little, like, you guys, look at his little arms. Like, look at them. They're so cute. I don't know why these little things they just make me laugh, make me giggle. So cute. So it's so small, you don't have to do any blending, really, if you don't want to. It's tiny, tiny, tiny. And then I'm going to add the orange nose. So I tried to use the same colors for all the cards so we didn't have to grab, like 10 million markers to create. That. Color in his little nose. And then we're going to add some IG1 because he's the little snowman. So we're going to add some shading here. And I believe there's some IG1s in the shop too. I think we brought some in because they also don't come in any of the packs. It's a separate marker. This one's the classic Spectrum Noir marker, whereas the tri-blends are their own. They're their own thing, but they get along together. So we're gonna add some shading. I went a little too deep there, but that's okay. And then I'm going to add a touch to the hat. And I just realized we got to color in the inside of the hat. So add some that, and then grab the purple marker once again. And color in the rest of the hat. Hee hee, this snowman is so cute. And then we'll color the birds. So the birds, I just did a true blue and a pink because it is such a cute combination. So that's your little snowman up there. And we'll color in the little bird here. I'm going to color both at the same time, so I'm just taking the darkest color again and just applying it, you know, where I think they would be shaded. And if I don't quite know, then I just kind of guess. But so cute. The image is small too, so you don't have to worry about doing too many. It doesn't have to be super intricate. You don't even have to do the 3 colors. You can just do 2 colors or 1 color, whatever you feel. And then I'm going to take the second bird here, do the same thing, and then I'm just going to blend out with the lightest marker, like that. And just saturate the rest of the paper. Same thing with this one, and then we will go over any kind of spots that we're not liking. So what I love about the alcohol markers is that you can keep adding layers until you're happy. So you don't have to worry about you're kind of, it's one or done and you're like, oh no, I have to start over. No, you can keep adding layers. You can clean up any kind of areas that are not necessarily meeting on the spectrum. Like this darkest and this lightest are kind of far from each other. So I'm just helping it along by adding more of the medium color to blend it along. And just like that, perfect. And we're gonna do the same thing with this one. We're just gonna add a touch more color of the medium just to remove any rough or harsh edges. And perfect. And then I'm gonna grab a little bit of pink or a coral. Maybe we'll do coral because it's here. And everyone should have a color like this on hand. And then just add a couple. So I started with the medium color and then the light and then the lightest color. The same thing. Coloring, it's like their little bellies are like a pink or so cute. And then their little beaks I decided on orange because we used orange for the other cards. And then the little hats are pink because pink is, oh, one's pink and one is blue or turquoise. My signature colors, pink, turquoise, purple. Turquoise. That. So that's the last of our little coloring there. And then I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna add the stickles once we assemble everything on the card. So we have our card front here, and let's see the measurements. So just kind of at the 1 inch mark. Oh, that's not the right way. This is the right way. At the 1 inch mark, I have started, the sentiment is gonna kind of go there. So that's kind of, I'm just using this as a guide for a second. I'm not gluing anything down. I just want to kind of figure out where I'm going to add the little circle. And I want to put the circle as far out as I can fit it. And then we're just going to glue the circle into place. So I'm just gonna, it doesn't really totally matter. I just wanted to make it as close to the card sample as possible. It might be slightly different, but so I'm just gonna put a pencil mark here so I know where I'm gonna glue this. and adhesive. You can use any adhesive you like. I'm just using the dry adhesive because I'm done fighting with things today. So add the little backdrop. I love how the design kind of highlights our little scene. And I do like the white space. It's nice and clean and simple. But there's layers. I can't fully commit to a true clean and simple card. So now I'm gonna add the frame. That on top. And this is a little bit more difficult to add adhesive. I'm going to use my dry adhesive. I'm just being very careful not to rip it. If you wanted to be extra careful, I would use the wet glue, but it's going to be, just be very careful when you're adding the glue. I'm just not gonna fight it. So I'm gonna use my tape runner, and then I'm gonna add this here, like that. Oh, is that straight? It's not straight. See, that's another reason I can fix it, because I want it to be straight, even though no one's gonna know except for me. Okay, there we go. So that's straight. And then we're gonna add the sentiment strip. So your sentiment strip might be a little bit longer, so I'm just kind of place it where it goes, and then we'll just trim off whatever's extra. That it's going to go to about here. So the little edge is kind of lining up with that little edge. Again, it doesn't have to be exactly precise, but that's, if you wanted to follow the design exactly, that's kind of, these two lines are lining up together. And then we're gonna add the snowman here. Like that. He's so cute. So cute for words. And then I'm gonna add some 3D foam tape to this little birdie. He's kind of strutting his stuff. So cute. Let me grab some scissors. Oh, it's a good night when you have ink all over your fingers. That's a good sign. That. Add the little birdie there. And then we're gonna have this other one, he's just kind of waving by. He's saying, hey, what's going on? So what the important part with this design element is we have, you know, the rule of thirds. So there's 3 of them. They're all kind of congregating together in a highlighted area. And then of course we're going to add some stickles and some coordinating sequins. You don't have to add the stickles if you don't have them or you don't want to. That's just a little extra that I added, but the sequins came in your kit, so might as well use them. I love adding, as you guys know, I have a slight problem with sequins. I guess you wouldn't really call it a problem, maybe more of an obsession, or don't think I've ever, I could probably count on one hand how many cards I made without adding sequins. So I'm adding like kind of a medium and a smaller one, and then I'm going to add kind of a larger one over here. That one's too large. Just picking and choosing which ones I like. And then I'm going to grab another small one. But you can, whatever it feels. Usually for me, it's just about, it just feels right when it's, I kind of play around with it a little bit until I'm happy. But I'm liking how this is looking. And then I'm going to glue them down. Not with this glue though. Gonna glue them down with, what did I do with, oh, here it is. It doesn't help when your desk is the white and your glue is white and everything blends in together. So I'm doing this without my embellishment wand. It's in my little photo studio currently, so I'm being very careful about applying it. It dries clear, so it's pretty forgiving. If you did add a little too much glue, don't have to worry too much. It will, for the most part, not be noticeable. Add that there, and I'm not sure if this was enough. This was like barely any glue. Okay, there. That looks good. Down there. There. Move away any of the dried glue. Perfect. So that's our little card there. And then I'm going to add some stickles, and then we're going to quickly let me know in the comments, is your first card front dried enough to add this one here? We can finish it off as well if you like. It looks like it's dried enough and it's flattened out, so we can add our little guys to that one, which was another good reason why we started that one first, to give it time to dry and time to put it together. And then where's the stickles? I'm gonna add stickles to his little, not this one. Where did my other stickles go? Or you know what I'm gonna do with this one? This one has like kind of a funny edge, so I'm just gonna cut it and go for it. Oop, scissors fell. Okay, so I'm gonna carefully do this because I cut off the edge. I don't know, it came a little funny. So I just fixed it so I can use this. Adding it to the little pom-poms. So cute. I love this. This is like a really clean way to use glitter. I was experimenting with, I was experimenting with glitter on our lives recently, and this is a really clean way to use glitter. It's not going to get anywhere. It's submerged in liquid. But it is fun to use it with like fun stickers and stuff, like, and making the glitter stick to the stickers. So that is our last card. So I'm just going to finish it off by cutting off the little tail here. That. So that is our third little card here. And then we have our little first base that we did. Ooh, first base, and it's not even a, it's like a baseball pun, not even trying. But it's so funny, you guys. My family downstairs, they're all wearing jerseys and they're so excited for the game. Okay, so I'm going to take our little pieces that we colored earlier. So our little snowbank, our little gingerbread house. Sorry for shaking the camera, although I'm sure that's the least of our technical issues today. And then we're going to grab the gingerbread man. I don't know if it's Facebook or what's going on. Grr, technology. So I'm just going to start by taping down the snowbank. You guys, you can wait for your card base to dry longer if you like, but I'm just going to assemble mine so you can kind of see from start to finish. It's not very complicated, but I feel better if we do it start to finish. And then we're going to add our little gingerbread house. So we're going to add 3D foam tape just to our gingerbread guy and our candy cane. So I'm going to add some tape runner to this. Like that. Little house. And then add some 3D foam tape here. Get that out of the way, sorry. That. And then I like to just trim down any pieces we don't need, and then I just add the rest to the sheet if I don't use it all, so I can use it again. If that makes sense. So if there's anything left from this one, I'm just going to re-stick it on here so I have it for next time. The little pieces, we just want to make sure that it's not gonna sink down in the mail, etc. I go a little bit crazy with the 3D foam tape. So add this. So this little way it's stamped so he can kind of fit in that little area. Remove the backing and stick that there. He's so cute. Just like that. And our little candy cane. He's like welcoming everyone to his little neighborhood. So that's that. And then I added, in the sample, I added some glossy accents to the little lollipops and to the windows. So in here, careful not to go too far out of the lines. That. Perfect. Where else did I? Let's see the sample. Where else did I put? Oh, and I also put it on the candy cane, of course. And then, oh, and the gumdrops too. Can't forget about the gumdrops. Perfect. And then I'm going to grab some stickles. And then I just kind of, for the stickles, I'm just going to put it upside down so I don't put my hand in that. I'm just following the frame here. Or not the frame, the shingles. When I say shingles out loud, I shudder because shingles mean something different here than roof shingles. Crazy, I love the glitter. Can do as much or as little as you want. And then I also, oh, that was his little buttons. I just added a little bit of glossy accents as well. Or you could use some Novu white. I think that's what I'm going to do actually. I'm just going to use my the Novu clear white drops. What is this one called? It is called Simply White. So it just kind of looks like icing, basically. We used this on a card on our recent live, but we actually put it on the roof on that one. So there's so many fun different ways you can decorate your little gingerbread house. So that is the finishing assembly of our first card, where we stamped our stencil. So that was so fun. Let me know what you guys thought of that. I think it's hard to have a favorite technique, but I think that was my favorite out of the bunch. And then we put this one aside. I'm going to use my sample one because it's the correct one. So with this one, we did the ombre. So we started with lightest and we went to the darkest with the stencil. And then for our last and final card, we did our clean and simple. So and then we did some ink blending on cardstock. So we used the stencil in a lot of fun different ways. If you did the mistake I did earlier, where I started ink blending before I put my stencil down, you can still save it if you like to. I will definitely, in the video, when we have it up on our YouTube channel, I'll probably take that part out. So awesome. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I apologize if it's been spotty all night. I will make it right, however it is. I'm not sure if it's gonna, if Facebook is gonna upload it like that, or I'm not sure, because I think it's just lagging, because on my phone it's looking perfect, and I think that's what's recording. I think that the streaming part is the problem, and I think it could be Facebook or it could be my internet. I'm not sure. But anyways, either way, I'll figure out a way for us to get a streamlined video available for everyone to watch. It'll most likely be up on YouTube. It's just, you can go through the replays on Facebook. There'll just be 3 of them. But then I'm going to stitch them all together and put them on our YouTube channel. If you have the kit and you have any questions, you can DM me, you can message me, either to my personal Instagram, which is jess.mcafee, or you can message the Scrap and Stamp Facebook page, and I'll answer. If you have any questions, if you are tuning in and you don't have a kit, and you have any questions, I'm totally here if you need me. There's a couple of kits left in the shop. And yeah, so if we need to get together again on Zoom or whatever to get through this, we can totally do that as well. And also let me know for the next class if you would like a Zoom format, or if you're zoomed out. Let me know. And I will say thank you so much, everyone. I hope you guys have a great long weekend. I will be here on Sunday. I'm not sure if anyone will be here with me because it's the long weekend, but I'm kind of looking forward to sort of escaping here. I spend the day mostly outside if it's nice and I'm by the pool, but I do like to come and escape for an hour and hang out with everyone. So if you like to do that too, I'll be here on Sunday. And then I just want to end the night with... don't forget to enter the Sizzling Summer Sweepstakes with Creative Scrapbooker. It's a $500 giveaway. I added the link on the first live. I will add it again on this one as well. Definitely enter, because it is so, so fun, and we would love if one of our customers win, because we love you guys. So that would be such a fun shopping spree. But anyways, thank you guys. Have a great night, and I'll see everyone soon. Bye, guys.